And good morning to everyone. Well, daylight will tell us more about the damage that we have in the next little bit as we're able to get out and see more. Welcome. I'm your friend Scotty Ray, and this is the Scotty Ray Report. We'll give you what goes on in our community, around the state, and nationally, in a quick minute or two as we get this day underway. How are you? Thankfully, we have no reports of any injury in the county or Clark County or any of these areas, which is great news. The bad news is we do have at least 8 homes that we're aware of that have damage. We do know that a mobile home was totally destroyed last night. We also know that there was a fire as well last night that started on Highway 19 South. Now, I got word a minute ago that fire has rekindled. As we go out to take a look at this, again, this was southeast area, structure fire, the 2900 block. And this was the scene of the volunteer fire department. You can't see a lot with that picture other than the fact that there are tons of volunteer firemen on the scene. They're trying to extinguish the house. It, from what I'm understanding, it does look to be a total loss. They're back on the scene this morning as we speak now, as that fire is rekindled. We certainly hate that. Now, as I mentioned this as we were covering weather last night, no one knows your community more than you. And each of us live in mostly a place that probably within a 10 to 15 mile range, everybody knows their neighbor. And this is the morning as daylight comes to go check on those. Those that lost a lot, some of the folks have lost everything. Help where you can. Extra pair of pants or something, help somebody out. Cup of coffee, whatever you can do to help the situation in your community, because we have to work together. That's what makes us who we are. So many of you were so kind last night passing along information to us as this came about. And each time we get a little bit better. We learn a little bit more in ways to get you the information faster. And that's what we're here to do. Fast and accurate is what we want. We'll continue to monitor this. And I hate to even say this out loud, but there is the possibility of next Tuesday of more severe weather. Again, next Tuesday, possibility. It hasn't been set in stone, but we're going to watch this as that would be 3 weeks in a row that we've had some form of severe weather. Now, this last night could have been so much worse than it was, and we all know that. We're thankful that we're all alive and no one there was no loss of life. With that being said, we're going to look at a few of the pictures. We want to bring this out of what we know so far this morning here from the Lauderdale County School System. Again, you can visit us online at sammedia.network. School times. Clarkdale is closed today due to damage. And we'll show the pictures here in a minute of what we've got last night in the dark. Again, hard to see, but we did get a few of the pictures from there where the softball field just tore all to pieces there. Northeast and southeast will begin school today at 10 a.m. in West Lauderdale, where there was really no damage in that area. Will start at a regular time. But our other schools, again, northeast and southeast will start at 10 a.m. and then Clarkdale School is closed today. No virtual learning. The kids will remain at home as everybody gets everything together today, putting their lives back, so to speak, one step at a time. That's what we've got there so far. As we go down here, let's look at some power outages this morning. There's still a few folks without power. Let's start with EMEPA. They've been working throughout the night to get everything taken care of, to get your power back on this morning. Already starting to show these numbers drop. As we pull this up, we are down to 32 so far this morning, affected customers. That's going to be south of Meridian. As we look at that, that's going to be 26 people in Clark County, and then we've got 8 people still remaining in Lauderdale County without power. We zoom in this area here, and this is where we go here. A few folks here just barely past zero in this area. As we come down, there's going to be some folks in the Shibuda area as well, 26 people there that they're working on there to get that power. And again, that's where these storms were whistling through last night there. So that's where it is on the EMEPA side. All right, let's jump over to Mississippi Power. Statewide, there's a little bit different. Let's look at this, how this pops up for 611 customers without power this morning. They have a few here just south of Meridian, around Waynesboro, and the further south that you go through the Hattiesburg area and down through here, Picayune, is where they will have more people without power. Not so many here in the Meridian area, as it all stayed to the east side of Lauderdale County. on the rural route, which is EMEPA. So we're watching that very closely as those numbers change. Now, let's move over and let's go take a look here. This is going to be Southern Pine here as we go. This is going to be in the western part. As we look at this, they cover a lot in the Philadelphia area. And let's pull this up where you can see this. Bogachita, almost said that wrong, didn't I? We've got 2 without power here in the Philadelphia area, Walnut Grove area, 1 here. And then this is where you get into the major power outages. This is going to be northwest of Philadelphia, the gray area up through here, Thomaston. All of these folks here without power this morning as they work on that one leg right there, 173. Here's Louisville. Y'all look fine today. That's the good news. As we pop up and see that. We back that out there where you can see it. Well, that just doesn't want to cooperate, so we're just going to leave that alone. As we go across, let's also check as we go north of here. There was some severe weather that was north of Scuba, right there at the county line as you get into Noxubee County, Macon area. And we got folks in that area this morning without power also. As we go here, right here at the Noxubee County line, this is going to be the Sugarlock area. We've got 63 people right here in Sugarlock without power. We go west of there near Golson, about 3 people out here. But if you're watching this morning from those areas, kind of dark in there. And we did have these tornadoes last night that was taken in this area from Sugarlock to the state line around Scuba. These areas here from Giles back across. And it just kind of did a little triangle on that corner there in the Bennsville area. But that's where we got as you go further up to the northeast of Macon. This is where we had people trapped in a mobile home last night. I have not gotten word this north of Prairie Point, 11 people here, 22 people right here, and that's going to be near Sandy Land Road right in there. This is that area where the couple, from my understanding, were trapped in that mobile home last night. We sent out thoughts and prayers to everybody in that area that was affected by these storms as well last night. So that's what we're looking at on as we get into the power outages this morning, as we kind of all recoup, get back together. Now, as we go down, I got in this picture this morning, New Hope Baptist Church. Let's look at the damage of the photo that was sent in from this. And as you can tell, the brick off the front of that's pretty major damage there. As we look at that this morning, let's keep going here. You can almost... let's see, let's go down here, and you can almost see the picture a little bit better this way. Sometimes when you open up a picture on Facebook, it gets smaller for whatever reason. Let's keep going down and take a look at a few more. This is going to be southeast baseball field damage. And again, these were dark as they were taken. If you're out and about today and you get a little bit better pictures than I've already got, pass those along to us. This is going to be the outfield here at southeast baseball field. Damage there. Let's keep going here. What else we've got? Now, this was Shelby Gressett Road. We'll look at radar in a minute as to what was shown to us from the National Weather Service. But this is the scene last night here of the mobile home that was totally destroyed. And again, there it goes, getting smaller. For whatever reason, I don't know. Jumps in. But that was major damage. They've lost their home there on the Shelby Gressett Road. As we come down, we talked about the fire, and also we had damage at Clarkdale, the softball fields. Here's a picture of that. If you can see that, again, that's not the biggest picture that we've got. The bleacher area, and also right there, some headlights pointing out onto that area with damage also. Now, as we keep moving down the line of southeast in those areas there, I spoke with Rodney last night, and there was damage. And let's pull that up and show you here. This is damage out at Wynot Motor Sports Park. As daylight comes, we'll see more of that. But as you can see, it's done a number there where you can sit and watch there. The roof is destroyed all down through there. They'll be working on that today to get everything back and dried out the best they can as that storm hit Wynot pretty hard there. I've got several videos also that we hadn't got up yet from that area out in the southeast way. Be careful as daylight comes. There still could be trees on roads that maybe someone hasn't traveled yet. And we definitely don't want you to run up on any damage there. We did have this, and we'll show this again this morning here. This is, I've got this on my page. You can scroll down and find this. This is the tornado passing. As you can see that lightning popping there. That's the tornado right in the background there, as you can see from the doorbell. Major storm there. Fortunate it did not do more damage. A very, very serious storm that came through. We're all blessed this morning, so to speak. Gabby Smith says, are schools delayed this morning? Yes, a couple. We've got southeast and northeast that will start at 10 a.m., and then Clarkdale is closed today due to the extensive damage that they've got as they go through and start cleaning up. Everyone else goes to school on time. Russell, I have not been told anything about Russell as of yet. We'll do a quick check here in just a little bit. I'll post that as soon as we can to get more information on that. As the morning light breaks, let's all be very careful. We've got more coming up. We'll go into some local news and more things that are going on outside of the weather next here. The Scotty Ray Report.
If every time the wind blows you get a little leery about a tree over your house, talk to my friends at Reed Tree Service. There's no reason to be worried about a tree crashing through your house. Mike and Jake have years of experience of dealing with trees. It can be as simple as having a limb removed or a tree that is just huge too close to your shop or house. It's not going to cost you anything to have Mike come out and give you an estimate. They're licensed and insured, taking care of East Mississippi and West Alabama. Reed Tree Service. Have tree, will travel.
Patrick Allen Companies services and repairs all brands of overhead doors, residential and commercial. Our service technicians are factory trained and have over 125 years of combined experiences. At Patrick Allen Companies, we are not interested in being the biggest, just the best. At Patrick Allen Companies, our philosophy is simple. We want to give you more than you expect. We are just 4 miles south of Meridian on Highway 145. Patrick Allen Companies, safety, service, and satisfaction.
And welcome back to the Scotty Ray Report. I did have mentioned last night of one shooting that took place, no one injured that we're aware of as we wake up this morning. The 13th Avenue area near 16th Street. Shots were reported in that area last night. Overall, a very calm night in the Meridian area. Now, yesterday, I got a report of someone being shot in the Meridian area. And as we dug deeper into this, it turns out it may have been accidental. The gentleman has been taken in for questioning. I have not got the end result from MPD yet, but as we go to the web page here, this is the release of the video that happened, and I'll pull this up. And if you can see in the background when that happened, he drops the gun or whatever form of gun it was. That's in discussion of due to the picture here. I don't believe it was a pistol. It looked to be something a little bit bigger, but he drops it on the floor and the bullet goes through the door and strikes someone in the foot. The gentleman that was struck in the foot drove himself to the hospital for care. The gentleman that shot him with the gun then commenced to running, left the scene. He was later identified. Someone in the community goes, I know that guy from the video. He was brought in for questioning. We do not know if there have been charges filed. They were at one point thinking that it possibly could have just been a complete accident. We'll find out more about that as daylight breaks and we learn more. As we go across the state, there's nothing worse than someone taking advantage of a family member, is it? And that's happened in the state of Mississippi. As we go down south of the Meridian area to the Picayune community, a lady took advantage of her aunt, stole $93,000. She was 88 years old. She got on her checking account and spent it on whatever she wanted. Gave $40,000 to her son. They've both been arrested. Gave away her car. It just went on and on. They depleted her accounts. Not good news at all. Columbus, Mississippi, as we go there, and as people always, charities, boy, they tug at my heart. Children even tug more. As they always start early preparing for the next Christmas. They had gathered, I think, 26 bicycles for kids for this coming Christmas. They got a deal on them after Christmas there and saved them. They were broken into and stolen. That's sad. Right here in our home state of Mississippi. And again, that's Columbus, where that happened as we look at some of the area news there. As we glance across here, a man has died in a single car wreck. That's going to be in the Madison area. It was a truck driver. Lost control of his truck, run off the road. He was 47 years old. We pass condolences to the family of Michael Wilson. Lived in Gulfport. The wreck happened near Jackson over in the Madison area. horrible there. As we look to West Point, just due north of Macon, as they're starting to discover that their shootings, just like a lot of these small towns in Mississippi, that the teen violence is up and young adults with guns. They're asking the community to help put this down. I don't know the answer, but something's got to be done. It's more and more. It's not just Meridian. The worst that we have, I think, by far would be Jackson, Mississippi. I think most people would agree on that. Now, if you're going to be traveling south of the Meridian area to I-10, anywhere on that goes over toward Houston, Slidell, Louisiana, those ways, and we'll go toward Alabama as well. You're going to see an increase of Mississippi State troopers on that area. There's been so many reports that people are speeding, not paying attention. Well, the troopers have heard you, and they've got folks there. They'll be giving out those early Easter Christmas cards. Yeah, some type of card. You'll get a howdy from the Mississippi Highway Patrol. As we look across the state of other things that have happened, we look to a guy that was this was in Madison County that this happened. Don't be selling drugs in Mississippi. 124 years in jail. 80 years for a second count, and 20 for another, and 12 years for another. It just went on and on. Bad guy. 124 years. Now, will that stand? I don't know. I'm sure that there's going to be an appeal, but that's a long, long time there. We go north of here, actually south, to Natchez, Mississippi for this next story, and I think this will hit home with a lot of people. 5-year-old, public school, wanders up to the Dollar General. Came on up in the store. They contacted school officials, and there's an investigation as to how the 5-year-old child got away from school. And, you know, that was Natchez, Mississippi. Parents were worried. Everybody's okay, but that's a scary one there. As we go to more things around the state, Lynn Finch, who's the Attorney General for the state of Mississippi, and this also happened down the Natchez area. State trooper was chasing someone. As the car wrecked, the guy jumps out and shoots at the state trooper. State trooper, and this happened back in December, returned fire and shot the man in the leg. Didn't kill him, shot him in the leg, but it's been justified in court that he'd done the necessary thing to take down a criminal. Don't go shooting at the police or Mississippi Highway Patrol. It just doesn't work out there. And we learned this, and we'll talk more about this morning. Bruce Willis, so many of us like him from the Die Hard movies. He's been diagnosed with a horrible disease. Have y'all seen this yet? I probably won't pronounce that right, but it affects his ability to understand language. It's in the brain, and it's getting to where he can't function. So he's retiring from the movies. You'll know he just finished filming one not long ago in Jackson. That could be his last movie that he does, filmed in Mississippi. But Bruce Willis stepping away. So that's got to be a horrible thing to go through. So we think of Bruce. He's been a household favorite for so many years. Wisconsin, and you know, I don't know a lot about Wisconsin as we look at news across the United States, but Wisconsin, they're telling teachers not to tell parents what their children are identifying as after they come to school. Can they do that? Number one, I don't agree with that, but they're telling not to tell the parents after the children get to school how they identify themselves as male or female. This is starting early. I'm not sure what we're going to do about all of this. More with that, we're going to take a look at your weather forecast next. We'll get deep into this here in a moment. Don't go anywhere as we prepare for another day. It's going to be great. Y'all stay close.
The Back Porch of Meridian, located on Highway 19 North, invites you by to take a look at their custom-made woodworking. From wooden tables, chairs, swings, and day beds. Take a step inside and visit the local meat section, where you'll find ground beef, pork chops, and even local milk from Beeson Farms. And if you need a utility trailer, they offer single, tandem, car haulers, enclosed trailers. You name it, they have it. Ask about financing. It's all at the Back Porch of Meridian, 5570 Highway 19 North.
And as I read the comments, I think everybody hits on this. Homeschooling. There'll be more of this before it's all said and done. It makes you go, what are people thinking? But that's in other areas across the United States as we look at that story. All right, let's turn to the weather this morning.
Your forecast is brought to you by EMEPA, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
Those record highs, record lows today, here they are. 1974, it was 90 degrees. I was nothing but 5 years old, getting ready for school at some point there. The record low was set back in 03, 28 degrees. I don't remember that, but I guess it was. 2003, a cold 28 on this day. So what's going to happen today? Here's what we've got. We've got clouds early, and it will be a gradual clearing as we finally get sunshine late in the afternoon. As all this moves out. 68 Meridian, Philadelphia, IA, y'all will see 65. And right at 64 as you go through Noxapater up toward Mississippi State through Louisville. As we go south of here, Law, you'll see 68. Hattiesburg, a little bit warmer, 71. Out to our west, Vicksburg, 65. Beautiful Natchez, we'll see 68 this morning. We go across that state line to Alabama, 67 in Tuscaloosa. We'll see 68 as well in Livingston this morning. 69 as far south as Demopolis, and a little warmer, Demopolis, 72 today. We move across, and this is what is expected over the next 6 to 10 days. A normal area here for us in Mississippi right now, but as we see coming out from the west, we're going to have warmer temperatures arriving. So that's right around the corner as we plan. All right, let's move forward now and look at what we've got on our forecast for the next few days as we look to this. Today, 67 for the high. As we said, gradual clearing there by late afternoon, but gusty, 20-mile-an-hour gusts today. High 68, tonight's low. It'll be nippy, 41 is what we'll get with a clear sky. By tomorrow, we'll end the week with 69, looking good there, sunshine. By Saturday, it's down to just a 10% chance of rain, so not really much to worry about there. 76 for high. Sunday, perfect weather, no rain, in 76 as we come across with this. Monday, 81, and this is where we'll have this area of concern next week that we will watch. Tuesday, 80% chance of showers and thunderstorms, and this could, well, tweak into something more. We're going to watch that and stay on top of this for you should the weather look like it's going to be bad again. That's next week. 82 will hit on Wednesday there, down to a 30% chance. And that outlook as we go further into April, all the way through the 14th, look at this. We get back into the 80s about mid-month. They're around the 12th, 81, 82. And I really don't want it to get any warmer than that. Do y'all? No, I think 80 is just plenty enough for me. I don't like 90 and 100-degree temperatures as we get toward June and July. Now, don't forget, as we get toward Friday of this week, it is April Fool's. That'll sneak up on you, these little holidays. But Friday is April Fool's Day. All right, let's talk about fishing today as we go to Chet's Paint and Body. Here it is. This is the forecast for it. First major time was overnight. A minor time will be this morning at 7:30 till about 8:30, about an hour's worth there. This afternoon will be your next best time. Hit the water about 1 o'clock through 3 o'clock. Should be some good fishing there. So good luck to everybody if you're headed out to the water today. That's a recap of where we are this morning and what we've got going on. We've got the morning show coming up at 8:30. Candace will be in. We'll also have the FCA joining us, Fellowship of Christian Athletes. They've got an event coming up. We'll learn more about that. And we'll also be talking with officials to see if there's any more damage that we're not aware of that happened overnight. At the end of the day, I think we're all safe. That's the good news. We'll watch it closely and let you know if any changes in that happen. And I want to say a big thank you to everybody that joined in last night, watched and shared. It's all about working as a community and keeping us all safe. It is. Thank y'all. We'll be back in an hour and I believe 5 minutes from now. We'll go live with the morning show kicking off at 8 right here, YouTube, Facebook, all of these areas, and Twitter. We'll also be on television right there on MeTV. Join us. I've enjoyed it. I'll see you soon in just a little bit.
Scotty Ray's weather is brought to you by our following partners: